welcome, friends. This is a lecture two of the series we are making about your sharpening your instructional design skill and understanding about our audience and how to design content that is specifically tailored to you. So, welcome back to the second session. In here, we are moving more deep dive into about our understanding our learner because everything our job is dependent on learner. We are doing everything for our learners. So respecting them, understanding their psychology, understanding what they want, all are crucial to get it started. Okay, so this is a session two. Who are your learners? In the first segment, we can say first session, we understood about the skill gap, like kind of a gap. It can be skill gap, motivation gap, and different five type of gaps, and how to fulfill those gaps what we can adopt. And here we will learn and we are continuing the same. This is the same about learners. So what you will be getting from after this session, we will understand about the difference between the intrinsic learner and the extrinsic motivation learner. Both are the different and their requirement and type of content we should make, and what strategy we should follow, what what to provide and what to not provide. We will be covering that, and we will match design choice to learner skill level. Like depending on intrinsic, we have some specific things, and for extrinsic, we have something specific things to follow on, and how to bridge that, and how we can apply all this knowledge when from this session when you are creating content. So how to design the content that aligns to them. Now, if you the core session, if you are not even watching this entire video, the core lesson, you have to understand that whatever you are doing, it should be your for learner. Analyze them, identify their needs, requirement, and then design your content, then tailor to them. Let's take an example. Let's say you have to conduct an excel advanced excel session, and you just prepared. You know that for my preparation, I know about, I'm teaching student excel like 10 from I have 10 years of experience. I have taken multiple of session. I have to take a session, so I just prepare my all the stuff, powerpoints and all, and I deep dive to the session. I started my session, and after this completing the session, I got a feedback that I didn't understand anything. So I have a 10-year experience, but I wasn't able to make sure that a student will engage and learn more, and the session effect wasn't effective at all. Why this happened? Because we didn't understood our learner. It, for example, in that case, it is possible that whatever the learners are, the session might be for beginners only, like who hasn't even ever opened an excel file. But as a trainer, I know about excel, my skills are expertise, so I just started about explaining the Microsoft key important things like VBA, macros, and VLOOKUP, VFunction. But the same, the learner wasn't even able to open the file. So that is a wrong analysis of audience. So what is a wastage here? If you don't understand your learner, the cost is budget will be waste. The whole session cost, time will be wasted. Disengagement, learner will not engage. After 30 minutes, they will start opening the LinkedIn, Instagram, and whatever. And there will be zero transfer of knowledge if you are teaching the wrong thing to your learners. So whenever you are creating any instructional content, this is a very basic requirement. Now, first understand what their want. In that Excel case, their want is to learn the basic of Excel, so they can do the daily task like daily reports and all. So first understand what is a want and what is the skill level. They want to understand the basic, like they want to be good at Excel at office. So what is the skill level? Have they ever worked on it or not? It is possible that they are beginners, but they know about how to open file, how to save file. So we don't invest more of time on that basic things. We just start with the important function. So even if the learner are basic, we need deeper analysis that what are their current level, desired state, and what from where they want to reach. Because in one session we can't make them perfect like macros and all. And what is the difference? This is we have like I whatever I am teaching, whatever I am taking training of, I know everything. So when I am teaching, I should not take my learners as me. They are different from me. I am expertise, I have a structured, but they are not. So don't assume and expect your learners to be like prerequisite any. Like they are prepared, they understand with your skill level. Their skill level is different, uncluttered, no knowledge, and our who is teaching has a structure. So there is a difference, and you have to fulfill that difference. So when you are taking class, so they are different type of learner. Someone is learning because someone just their organization force him or her to start learning Excel. So this is a kind of learners. So who is just joining because it is required. And someone is just tell me what I need. Someone is like kind of a pro, just tell me what I need, I will do exactly the same. Someone, hey, this is cool, like I'm enjoying the session. Someone is, I need to solve problem, um, I need to learn about VLOOKUP because it is very much important for me, so I'm just tell me. So I fear change. And someone like fear phobia of learner because he or she might started multiple times but didn't understood anything. So he has fear, he or she has fear to change. And I already know this why I'm taking the session. So there are multiple kind of learners. So what the agenda is, all the kind of learner want only one thing: what I will be getting after this session, why I am attending this, what the desired outcome of this session. So this is all underneath of all the kind of learner. Only one question, that is, what can I get from this? You have to take care this. Now moving ahead, there are two kind of motivation. If you divide the motivation of all the learners we understood in last slide, we can divide into two categories, that is intrinsic, extrinsic. If someone is really struggling, like he or she wants to improve his skill, he is willingly eager, he or she wants to perform on job but lagging behind due to VLOOKUP function or Excel basics. So he himself, he or she himself enroll in the session, paid the bill in advance. So that is an intrinsic motivation, motivation by inner. Nobody is forcing you to uh, join the session, but somewhere else, like in the same organization ask one person to to sharpen your skill, you should learn, upgrade yourself, Marcos, macro and all. But itself he or she don't want to do learn that, right? That is why uh, company is forcing. The motivation is not inner, it's self motivation, someone is forcing you to do that. So that is a two kind of difference. If the if assume that in the training you are taking, all the learners are the intrinsic motivated learner, they want to learn by themselves, nobody is forcing to them, then if you are teaching the training effective, training can be very effective and easy because they want to learn. So you just have to do your work, put your effort, provide what they need. But in other case, if it is intrinsic motivation, somebody is forcing, they are not itself eager to learn. And the reality is, in corporate world, most of the learners are extrinsic. So we have to care, they don't want to understand. So we have to be very cautious while designing the content. So we engage them, not bore them, because they are not self motivated. Okay. In the same case, if the learner are intrinsic motivation, even if you are not design the content will like not facilitate it properly in starting, if this concept is disengaging, still they will find out a way and learn it because the motivation is inner. So The key aspect is here that intrinsic motivation outperform extrinsic. Obviously, this category of learner will learn fast as compared to extrinsic. Moving ahead, what to provide? We know that are like if the learner is intrinsic, what things we have to care. If the learner is extrinsic learner, so what we have to take care. Give problem solving time. Just teach a concept and then ask them to solve it. They will do it. Use them as a peer teacher. Ask them to communicate together. Teach one and two. Ask so we can make this kind of engagement. Let them go deeper on what excites them. Basically, we have to give them freedom, whatever they want to do, because they are in the session for by themselves. They are self motivated. So we just need to give a fuel, like basic, like whatever the need. I explain one example. They will now understand between them. They can talk to them, peer learners, and they can learn. Get out of their them. Don't interrupt. Okay, don't interrupt by because they are self motivation. We don't need to interrupt. Now the case is here. Extrinsic learner. Find their pain points. Okay, let's say we are designing a concept on the statistics. Okay, so don't start with the theory part, like in 1950s how the this is started. Our goal is to teach the statistics. So find a way to make it a fun, engaging. For the same, what we can do if they don't if they are pole science student, but somehow we have to teach about basic of statistics. So how you can engage, ask yourself. Nowadays, you can use ChatGPT AI tools to find the way you can engage, but you have to understand they need what they need. Now you know, so you can leverage all other AI tool. In that particular case of statistics, what we can do, we can start the session with the example, data statistic example, like the which excite you, like number of student teach using mobile phones over the years, arrange marriage cases, m- kind of that excites them. Arrange marriage cases, death cases last year, accident, like positive thing, data that excite you, like cricket evaluation, cricket game evaluation. So you can show the chart and ask the question, then then the session will start with some kind of engagement that we can do extrinsic with the extrinsic and tie content to real outcomes. What don't like what they need actual align to their personal things. Cut theory and backstory, that is important. Open with a hook, like marriage cases, divorce cases. They will excite them, not a history. Because if they are intrinsic learner, if you are talking about some of the brief history, they won't mind. Yeah, they will disengage, because due to the digital evolution, that retention rate is now very weak. Your job isn't make it easy, it is to make them feel capable. Let's say starting a session, and I'm starting a session to advanced learners, for a advanced learner type learner. But I ask them initially, I ask a student to stand up and tell me what is the formula, and he don't understand. And I said that, oh, what kind of why you are there, you should be in basic. That is disrespect. Even the asking that question, starting the question with the prior checking prior knowledge, but that is not a way you stand up someone and even you show up some formula and asking to recognize. So that is a kind of like no one remembers formulas. So your job is not to make like I know everything. Learner are so stupid, they can't do anything. So whenever you are teaching concepts, so try not to feel them bad, like self doubt that they don't know. Even allow them to make a mistakes. In a book, in the same book, there is an example where the teacher asked them to put a question on the board and ask all the possible wrong answers. So we, with this example, see, or he reduce the number of reduce the fear of making a wrong answer. So they allow to make a wrong answers from their learner. So this way we motivate, we don't discourage. So try not to discourage, try to encourage them. Even they are wrong, even they don't understand things, your task is that. So leverage, they already know. Okay, if you want to like feel them happy, you starting with the class, you can ask like basic question, engagement question, like how you use Excel to chat GPT. So they will engage, right? You can ask very simple question. And early then engineer start, create self place to fail, give an environment where even they fail, so they don't feel embarrassment. So so from this slide, I will ask you to make your e-learning content or instructional strategy that will solely encourage the learner, not disencourage. That is the just core lesson. Allow them to make mistakes. And for this, whenever we are creating a learner, we started with the scenario. Within the seventh or eighth slide, don't ask for a question and wrong and right answer. Like, I started the course, watched a scenario, and based on scenario there is a specific MCQ question, and I did the make. I haven't started the course, but I am getting, as a learner, I am getting the feedback, you did the wrong. You so I will start at, yeah, I even don't know. So that is a not job. Even if you are making a scenario, you can adaptive, you can use adaptive question, kind of, hey, like, what you understand, tell me about your personal thing, what are the key takeaways. So kind of draft the question that are not incorrect correct in the initially. Don't try to make that kind of question. You can reflective question is works fine, because learner is just starting out with the concept. Now if someone is very noise, proficient, expert. Noise, we are saying like 1 out of 10, 10 in core skill, like just starting out. Proficient is 7, expert is 9 out of 10. So there are three kinds of learner. I am giving them Excel training. So when he or she is will noise, just starting out with the Excel thing, so my goal is to help help them as much as a scaffold. The client feels overwhelming, loss of rest needed. So we have to support much. If they are proficient enough, so we just need to give more and more practice. If they are expert, they know everything. So what we have to give, just a quick update, just a quick trick, and leave them, practice them, allow them to practice. That's it. If they are 9 out of 10, if they are expert, and you can't teach how to open Excel, you can't teach how to apply macros, because they already know about this. Your task is to like refresher them, give one tip, a specific tip you want to give, like that can save their time. Don't go deeper into basic and all. If there are no voice, so heavy guidance, you need to provide a guidance. Slow jumps, don't switch topic often. Fast achievable goal, make a small goal. Like today we learned about how to open Excel. In module 2 you will learn about how to create a new book. Small chunks, and give a positive feedback. And if they're proficient, to just give a practice new concept, advanced topic, coaching for growth, more autonomy. If they are expert, get out of the way, just teach the core. Like if you are here with the goal of the reducing the time to like fast doing something faster, so just explain the trick or whatever the concept is, and get out. Let them practice. You don't need to self place resources, peer access, let them teach. Like yeah, they can teach, they can talk. Peers. Now there is a pull versus push, design both lens when you are making the course. So one specific question is that in the same class, they are kind of learners, they are just starting out, and someone that they know already know. So what we can do that in the same situation, We can't design the training for both, separate training for novice, separate training for proficient, separate training for expert. What we can do is we can keep the same session and we can ask the experts to teach the juniors novice, okay, to explain some concept. We then we focus on the novice and let them practice them by own. So we can, so one is force sequence, push, help novice, experts, self-directed access, work for expert. We can give a dictionary or whatever so they can learn by their themselves. Now build training wheels, then take off. First, reduce complexity, paid in tools, control, consult. Like if you are making the Excel session for the novice, don't start with the fully window, like with charts, graph, and all. They will think that that thing is very tough, and this some advanced kind. Just show the Excel icon, click and open, create, control, and open the new book. So reduce the complexity, use walkthrough one by one chunks, and embedded support them. Like this is the first, yeah, you are doing right, this is not, this you should do that. One more thing is that your learners are not you. There is a huge difference because you know everything about the concept but they don't. So the picture of the concept, whatever is in your mind, is not the same in their minds. Their minds is empathy, your mind is a structure for that topic. You assume they didn't find it interesting. You assume they see the structure. You assume they had your context, nor they have context. Assume they are zero. Okay. Now context, set the context. Whenever you are starting the any concept, set the background context. Don't just start it out, hey hello, now we are going to start Excel, open the file, let's create the thing. But you have to set the context, why we are doing that, how it helps you. After that's what we will be getting, how you can improve your job and personal skill level. Then they will see, yeah, that is why we need to learn that. Okay. Same way if you are teaching about the authoring tool, articulate storyline. So first explain what is the authoring tool is, kind of authoring tool, and this is one of the authoring tools is articulate storyline. Then move ahead. So expert mind is organized self. Like if you are taking the session, you are expert, but for the learners, everything is scattered. So design. Don't think they will understand same way. When you had a novice information, then they have nowhere to put it. Now, how we can help novice? Organize, use visuals, use storytelling, use problem solving thing, self designated self, like roadmaps, extra retrieve, use cues, visuals, enhancement, storytelling, use analogy to explain the such concepts. So, give the feedback. Now, one is a build two-way feedback. Check for understanding early, not after the assignment. Like we can give a CYQ, check your understanding in between the chunks concepts. Design movements where misconception can surface. Make the path from confusion clarity. Give them clarity. Now, whatever we have learned in this module so far, matching, what is a myth? Matching to learners' style improves outcome. Style intervention, adapting to style hasn't shown grains, confuses preference with performance. Now, people learn differently. That is why we are making the content. Multiple intelligence validate the skills, adapt to the task, not the person. Think about what is the topic, what is the learner, match them, and design the activity. How to actually know the learner? Talk to them. How to analyze learner, right? You have to talk to the learner, follow their environment, then take a test to know about the basic without embarrassing them. All the theory in the world won't help as much as testing your design. Test it. Now, 5 practices to apply this week. Like kind of a key takeaway. Demographic is not enough. You can one level analysis that they are from South people. Okay, so I have to use English. That is not analysis. That is a surface level, bare minimum analysis you done. Motivation types, math support to skill level, build self, like organize in their head, teach in a way that, and don't think that your learners are as same as your skill level. Test with real learners early, often, and okay. So I've done. Okay, so we are done with the session. So we learned about second chapter. Thank you to follow with this session, and in chapter 3 we will learn about more about things, more such things. I hope this was engaging session for you guys. So let's go.